Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dick.
Sucking on my dick.
All right, we are recording.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Coward Hour. Are you guys ready to get canceled?
Again? Yes, absolutely.
Has anyone ever talked on this podcast about how deranged your room is?
No, go on.
Okay, so there is a giant Grateful Dead tapestry that you would see in the room of like a college-age woman that is in trouble.
Yeah. This should be lining a van, I think.
And then you have an
In
entire...
many ways, I like to think of this room as a van.
Yeah, stationary. A van that's
In that it's
place
taking me
forever.
nowhere good.
Yeah.
Secondly, you have an entire shelving unit dedicated to succulents.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I suppose. Wait, which one are you looking at?
You have two... I'm sorry. Two shelving units dedicated to succulents.
Yeah, well, to defend that one, I built it for DVDs and Blu-rays, and then I sold my DVDs and Blu-rays, and I was like, I'm not going to throw away a shelf that I made, even if it does look shitty.
You are hanging on by a thread.
Things are not going good. I had a girl in this room recently, and she roasted the shit out of it.
That's good.
You ever have like a girl over to your house and she leaves, you just immediately like buy a rug on Amazon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You're like, I'm fucked.
I got into an argument with the last girl I brought over to my room because I thought that the trash can that I had in my room was too big for a room trash can. And she was like, it's fine. You should set it up. It's a normal size room trash can. I'm like, it's too big. It's commercial size trash can. Mm-hmm. And she won. And now I have a trash can in my room that I swear is too big.
You're still with a girl?
What's that?
Still seeing her?
Okay. In and out.
Okay, baby.
We'll see. You know.
Well, why don't you try adjusting the size of that trash can, see if she comes back?
Yeah. The trash can is my bed, and that's where the trash goes.
It's my mouth, actually. I live in his room and I eat the trash.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
It's true. In many ways, I am Oscar the Grouch. Oh, I should introduce my guests. Nick is in Maryland, like a loser. So
R.I.P.
filling in, we have Dan Donahue.
Thank you.
Very funny comedian. And Nate Fisher, also very funny comedian.
Hello.
Checking in.
Two virgins.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the Virgin Podcast.
Two.
If I ever find out that someone on this podcast has had sex, I'm deleting the entire archive.
Now you swabbed us up to check. We both came back clean as a whistle, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We did a sex check. Very thorough. Both sides of the dick, top, bottom, and nothing. Can't find any residue.
Swabbed inside, outside.
Yes.
Yeah. You lined us up like the beginning of Full Metal Jacket. You were like, there's only two things in Texas. Steers and people who've had sex before.
Then we beat each other. Then we beat each other with bags of oranges.
Yeah. This podcast is like jail where everyone gets deloused before you're allowed in. Everyone has to be nude and sprayed with a hose.
Did you guys ever have lice growing up?
Lice? No.
I had lice for a while.
How long?
It was in sixth grade. It might have been in. God, it was even older than that. I think I had it in like 7th or 8th grade.
Damn.
And it was for a few months. They tried everything.
What?
And it just, dude, I know.
Why that long?
I don't know, dude. I do not know.
Like, did they find out you had lice and they're like, wait it out?
They said,
They were just like, all right, I guess we can try medicine.
I guess my hair was like too delicious because they tried so many shampoos and they just kept coming. I don't know what it was.
And
Kept
was
washing
this
my
a
sheets.
was this a mullet then as well?
This was an extremely, yes, it was a 2 foot. No, it was I actually had like one of those, like I had like a mop cut where it was like on all sides of my face. It went down long, you know. I was like Green Day kind of thing. And then it's just, I would do that, like that emo, just sort of hair flip. And then 5 bugs would fly out.
If I know anything about women, and I most certainly do,
You do, definitely.
it's that they love bugs.
They do.
They do love bugs.
Famously, women and girls Love when you have insects around
Why are you making a distinction between? Wait, what? Excuse me.
Maybe some of my listeners are children. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to other them just because they fuck children because they're also children.
Yeah, it could be 16 on 16.
Okay,
I want to come out of the gate here and say that if you're a child, I'm okay with you fucking other children. And in fact, I think you're the only type of person who should be
There's
doing
no
that.
need for this statement.
16 on 16.
No, I have been pressured to make a statement on this.
16 on 16 is legal in every country, right? Show me one country where 16 on 16 is illegal.
I guess like the Arab countries where sex is illegal outside marriage.
Okay, cool. Good point. But if they are married, because they marry, they could get married real young.
Yeah. Too young.
Get betrothed. That's very legal.
You know what? Let's get out the chart. Let's pull down the chart.
Oh, behind the Grateful Dead poster is a chart.
It's a world map color coded by age of consent.
Just a smiling picture of Jerry Garcia that says, know the numbers.
Man, that would be hard to explain. I want to do like an Impractical Jokers type thing where guys bring women into their homes and they just have to explain something. So like I bring in a girl and I just have a huge map of the age of consent.
That's right.
And then you're in my ear with like an earpiece, like, say this. Sorry, I just love geography.
Oh, you think you guys are being impractical?
Sorry, this was actually, I love maps and this is the cheapest one.
Yeah. I wanted to get one that had all the flags, but, it was $3 extra.
Yeah, it was $3 extra. My flag budget is $4. So actually, a criminal paid me to take this off his hands. They were about to raid his apartment.
Yeah. But I've only abided by the law. That's if there's anything, it's like that's just proof that you've never broken the laws. If you have that, it's like having having a breathalyzer in your car by choice.
Yeah,
it's like I just do it just to make sure I don't drink.
I like that you do that.
And what I do is it's similar to like the breathalyzer to start your car. In order to get hard, I have to complete a puzzle proving I know the age of consent.
Yeah. It's a 3D puzzle.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect outline of the dick. It's like an erect penis. And as if you can complete that, then you can fill it.
Yeah, I completed, and my dick goes. It's like a transformer.
Yeah,
It's a transformer, but then when it gets hard, it's smaller somehow.
It unfolds all the way to 2 inches. It's like a huge process, though. There's hydraulics. It takes 2
steam just
hours.
blasting out of the side. But once it gets
It's
into
scalding hot
You're
steam.
chugging water.
red, it's glowing.
The girl's long since left.
But it is titanium once it locks in.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, can cut diamonds.
There's no
Yeah.
getting it soft.
Yeah, it's a sword.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
technically a sword.
It doesn't get soft, so after I bust, they just kill me. They just put me down like
the
a
only
horse.
way.
Oh man.
That would be sick, like the $6 million man, but they just like fuck with his dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, so am I like strong? Can I fight crime? And they're like, no, but your dick is very small.
It turns out that $6 million gets burned pretty fast. And that's where we started.
We hired a dick guy that cost so much
The
money.
rest of you is wood. I'm sorry. You're the scarecrow.
Yeah, we actually we scooped out most of your brain to make more dicks. So you're not gonna remember speech or emotion.
Oh, dude, no frontal lobe and a $6 million dick. That guy's getting out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That guy's doing work.
That guy's just just his spinal cord propelling him towards pussy.
Yeah. There's nothing. He's having a great time.
It's like he walked out of the ocean onto land and then just started fucking.
Right. He just crawled out.
I don't know. That's how all men are to me.
Everyone just shuts off the podcast.
Yeah, I forgot that the ironically woke energy in here is 0. You can't even try it here.
It's
it doesn't feel right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to shame you.
No. It's fine. It's just that I realize that this is I'm just staring into the Grateful Dead symbol and realizing the malignant evil is that you got to be like, you got to be crazy evil in here. You can't be.
Is my room that
You
evil?
can't be good. You can't be even pretend good.
It does feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, until like a week ago, I thought like I've really put this room together, and then all at once, just like universal negative feedback.
Is that landscape a reference to something? It looks like, what's that?
It's a Roger Dean print.
I love the idea of you going into like a home furnishing place, like I'm ready, I'm gonna do it, and you just kind of like you kind of scoot on in there, and you go up to the woman who owns it. You're just 12 succulents, please.
Which ones won't make a shittily made shelf fall over?
Look, I've made a bunch of trash out of plywood, and I really want to make it shine.
You're just tugging on the apron of woman who works at Home Goods, just like, excuse me, where are the
Mommy.
succulents?
Yeah, I assume that any woman taller than me is my mom. So life, I make a lot of mistakes. To me, all women are like in like Muppet Babies, where the caretaker has no head because she's cut off by the frame.
They do the Charlie Brown voice.
Yeah. I've never seen a woman's face before because they're so high up.
You have the interesting issue of thinking that women are actually too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like I guess I do have a different perspective on women as a very small, weak man.
Do you have a gigantism fetish?
No, I got an Oculus Rift, and I attempted to, very briefly, before remembering, oh no, Facebook owns this and it has a bunch of cameras, I can't have my dick out anywhere near it, because then Mark Zuckerberg will just have pictures of my dick. But I'm
sure he does already.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah. But I very briefly, I'm like, all right, let's try VR porn. And I tried it like once, like a year or two ago with my friend's thing. But I just fucked up the settings immediately, and it just looked like a giant woman sucking my dick, like 100 feet tall, like if you don't calibrate it right. So I'm just like,
It's Godzilla.
took it off and threw it.
That's funny because it probably just amalgamated the porn that you watched before that, and they were just like, you might like this.
They just read my text. They're like, well, it looks like he likes being afraid.
Right.
Yeah. Just giant moth wings.
We're going to start you off with the 100-foot woman. If you like that, we're going to move you up to 150.
Yeah, 100 foot is the baseline.
We want to start you small and work your way up.
Yeah. Oh, you like vanilla? How about being crushed by a huge bitch?
Yeah, at the platinum membership, a woman taller than the Burj Khalifa comes and she kills you with her pinky toe.
Ooh. I would love it. One time I saw this this thing on Pornhub, or I clicked on it just because it looked so baffling. But it was like shot like the guy like worm's eye view down like that up at a bunch of women. So I was like, what the hell is this? And basically the guy, he starts filming where he's standing and he's like, oh no, I'm shrinking. And he gets lower and lower to the ground. And then the girls all like stomp on the camera over and over and they go,
great.
Ew, gross.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm like, damn, I feel like this is designed specifically for me, but somehow I'm not into it.
You do seem like your Pornhub preferred tab would be baffling. Send me, it's the
tab is
baffling.
literally
please.
baffling.
Yeah. Like I have the kind of fetishes where it's like safe for work.
Right.
Like I could
crazy.
just have it like my screensaver at work, and they'd be like, "Well, I mean, that's odd, but I can't say what's wrong with it."
Right.
This is just a really close shot of a woman driving Formula One. And
Well, it's not nudity. They're completely covered in a balloon, so it's fine.
Yeah.
but you got a porn preference?
Me?
Oh
Yeah.
Is this a kink podcast?
I don't know.
I don't.
This is a pretty incel podcast, but
Is it? Oh,
we
okay.
can talk about sex.
I literally. Oh, so this is for all the listeners out there. I literally think porn for me personally is like bad for my brain, and I don't think it's healthy. I've never had an experience looking at porn and then left being like, damn, that's sick.
Get a drop. Yeah.
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Universally, I've had negative experiences with porn, and it's something that I look at every single week of my life.
Yeah, I'm off it. I'm quitting. This for like the 8th time in my life. I'm going cold turkey.
How long you been off it?
God, what, 7 days? I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
That's pretty long. Have you been jerking off from memory?
Yes, I have. It's miserable.
Do you find that you come way harder though?
Yes. Well, because
Yeah.
it takes forever.
It takes forever. Yes, you're right. You basically like just by the fact that you're not quite horny, you're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
tantring yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm unlocking nirvana by thinking about a time I was wasted and could barely remember.
Yeah, because it's always for me. It's always trying to remember some time I fucked.
Yeah.
but like first of all, there have probably been 3 good times that I fucked
Exactly.
ever.
Yeah.
And every time you access a memory, you basically your brain like deletes it and rewrites it.
Right.
So it just like the more you access that memory, the less it is what actually happened. So I have like 3 just glossed over like CGI
those
memories.
are sheened up, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Those are polished. They're
Yeah.
man, smooth.
I wish that I could like plug in a cord into my brain and play them because I would. I'm sure it'd be like when Homer Simpson dreams that he wins the lottery. He's just like 100 feet tall, made of gold.
Instead, you're looking back like, man, I guess I did have abs back then.
Yeah.
They're
Damn,
completely
dude.
wrong, right? They're just like there's no relevance to like what actually happened. Like years of memory and warping of your brain has made it completely different from what it was. And then the woman you had it with comes out and is like, that's not how I remember it. And they go back like Rashomon.
I feel like it'd be like a dream where it's like, all right, so we were at my grandma's house, but also school somehow.
Yeah, you walk through a door and you're in a different building.
And none of the clocks said anything. Every time I looked at the yeah.
The interesting thing is that you being a self-declared member of the Volcel community, it does sort of propel you into talking about sex more than the average person. Because no one ever asks me like, oh, are you having sex or whatever.
Well,
But
people assume you're having sex, Dan. You're a very handsome man.
listen, this is for the airwaves, and we don't need. We're all the same here.
Yeah,
We're all
none
just
of us
voices.
can lift any weight.
No,
Yeah.
no one. No, our voices can't.
That's true.
Think about that. But I've heard you on multiple occasions. Like I've just heard you. We're at an open mic, and just out of the corner of my ear, just like, yeah, no, I have had sex before. I just don't think it's good.
Well, it's the same as like it's like I don't drink.
Right.
But when I meet someone who has never tried drinking, I'm like, you're a fucking loser.
Right.
Like you didn't even try it and have a problem and look the devil in the eyes and almost lose everything.
Yeah, those
You
idiots.
fucking pussy.
Yeah, that's so dumb of them to do.
Wow, you didn't
Yeah.
ride the lightning, you just put a coat on. Nice. Cool. Way to wait out the thunderstorm. Some of us like the rain.
Yeah. Embrace the darkness.
Yeah.
And to me, sex is a grand vice.
That is so funny to me because it's like when it comes to other things that are actually bad for you, like drugs and whatnot, people are always like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do those, and it makes sense. But with sex, there are people who literally think like, oh well, I don't think like sex is good for you, and it's never the person where it's like, oh, this is probably they're actually doing this because they think it's unhealthy. There is never not an underlying reason for that. From my like assumption, maybe it's like religious, but other than that, it's just like, listen, you've had a rough go at it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sex is a weird thing to use as a drug because it's so unobtainable.
Right.
Like I could get heroin easier than I could get laid most nights, and I have
Yeah.
no idea where I'd start. But I know that if I went just from the numbers in my phone and I was trying to get heroin, I would get that sooner than I would get laid.
Yeah. Well, you pick 10 people, you just go bump.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so.
And I think
funny.
that's been true any era of my life.
Interesting.
Even like I'm in a relationship, I text my girlfriend 50-50.
That'd be funny. You send all the texts, and then your phone just keeps buzzing. You look at it for the 4th time. It's like, fuck, heroin again. God damn it.
Turns into like when you send one of those like Hail Mary trying to hook up texts and she doesn't respond, then you're like, well, I guess I'll go to bed, but I'll leave my phone on super loud in case she texts back and it wakes me up.
Whoa, I didn't know that was a normal occurrence. You just really made a bridge in my brain because I didn't know that was a thing that other people ever experienced.
You thought that was the lowest point of your life.
Yeah, dude. I remember that at one time in college, there was this girl. I like we had study. So with athletes, we had to have mandatory study periods. So she was like a field hockey player that had mandatory study with me. I thought she was so hot, but I was like, it's never gonna happen. Then she texted me one night super late at like 11:30. She was like, hey, like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, oh shit. And I texted her back right away. And then she didn't text back for like 30-40 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'm leaving this super loud, but I'm really tired. I left it by my bed. Woke up the next morning. I didn't wake up to it. And she texted me and she was like, I'm at this hall. Like, and I completely missed the experience.
I was imagining the opposite, where like it does wake you up and it's just an Amber Alert. You're like, fuck, I'm not horny at all now.
I was bummed that she did text back. I was like, I wanted a lesson here because I've never gotten the like text back after I fell asleep. I've always been like, I will man my post. Stayed up way too late.
You're up in the crow's nest.
You have bracing Navy coffee in one of those like tin cups,
just shaking.
It's like us trying to get pussy like this. It's like the night before the battle against the Night King in Game of Thrones. Where we're all just like finishing up our story arcs and looking out into the darkness.
It's like World War I, and it's me and all the other guys waiting up, but they're in like an apartment across the street, and it's like 4 a.m. So we come down, meet in no man's land, and play soccer. It's Christmas. And then we go back to our posts and wait.
Yeah, you make truce with the other guys trying to text her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're looking at your phone, but like 100 yards away through a sniper scope. Come on, reply.
Dude, that's how I want to swipe. I want to set up two steel gongs.
Yeah.
That I just fire a rifle into if it's left or right.
I just realized this is the group where we went to the gun range together.
Oh yeah,
we did.
That was fucking sick.
That was the first and last time I've fired a handgun in my whole life.
It is the first of many times I will fire a handgun in my life. It's like taking a shower.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while. I stopped going because I started to get real sad.
Oh.
But then I got some new pills, and boy, I am ready to fire off some damn lead.
That's how the pill gun complex gets you. They get you just in a good enough mood to shoot.
You're just at your doctor's like, so how do these pills mix with guns? I want the good ones.
I asked my old therapist, I was like, is it bad that I'm getting really into guns? And he like looked over his shoulder and he's like, I do not tell many of my patients this. I own many guns. I was like, all right, well, this is all the reassurance I need. I found a yes man.
Yeah. Is your therapist a yes man?
Well, he fired me, so not anymore.
Okay.
He told me no more therapy. Well, really, it's I have the kind of insurance where it's like company store insurance.
Sure.
Where, like I have to buy the medical services from my insurance company, which to me seems like a vast conflict of interest. But it is the cheapest insurance that my work offers.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. So I go to Kaiser Permanente. And they give you therapy in exact 6-session increments.
Wow!
And after the first 6, they were like, "You done?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "All right." Then they gave me 6 more, and they're like, "You're done." So they decided
you should have them on the podcast.
Yeah,
that would swing them. Mm-hmm. They would be like unlimited sessions. You were the first person we have ever. Here's a golden chip that we smelted just for you. Just show it to literally any therapist practicing, and you're in, baby.
Yeah, I walk into any psychology office, and it's like I'm in Vegas. They just get me a drink.
The therapist is helping a man who is in a straitjacket, and you show up and you show the medallion. They're like, Mr. Crick, and they just push the guy down a flight of stairs. All right, we're dealing with you now.
Ooh, high roller.
There's like a lady in a cocktail dress just behind you the whole time. What do I tell him next?
I call the suicide hotline. They hang up on people to take my call.
Right. They have the one with the most sultry voice at the suicide hotline deal with you. Bring in Amber.
I feel like there's a sketch there, the suicide sex hotline.
Oh yeah, dude.
God, I feel like that. I feel like I think I wrote that in college. I'm pretty sure. I was 19. I was like, has anyone done this before? No way. Are you lifting?
Oh damn, you got the barbells?
I'm military pressing.
Hey, what do you think the median weight of our bench press weight is?
You mean wait? What's median mean?
So median would be the exact mathematical middle between what you can bench and what I can bench.
It would probably be okay. So I would say
I'm going 135 pounds.
It could, yeah. It would probably be like 135 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was gonna say like 160.
Oh, you think I can bench 80 pounds?
I have no idea how much is a lot or a little.
I once benched, I think when I was at my peak physical condition, when I was 17 years old, I think I benched like 130.
You want to, so
Mm-hmm.
benching like your body weight is seen as being like athletic, like that's fit strength wise, like generally that's fitness. Now a lot of people will just bench press and nothing else, and that doesn't count. But if you're like a relatively active person, you can measure your body weight. It's usually a good sign, like, oh, you're pretty healthy.
Okay, see, I just know that when I go to Planet Fitness and I get on the bench, I'm the guy that everybody comes to be like, can I take these 45s? And I'm like, oh, yes, of course. I have no use
Better
for those.
you than me. I can't lift them.
Please take them off of the bar that the previous stronger man left here.
I was waiting for you to come this whole time so I could start lifting.
Hey, man, can I have those 45s? Have my wife.
Can you take
I don't give
the
a shit.
bar?
Take
I
everything
brought
from
a
me.
lighter bar from home that I use.
I spend 30 minutes like taking apart the Smith machine.
Yeah. Moving it closer together for a smaller bar.
I love that because it's a Planet Fitness, so these guys who are big dogging you are also just like out of shape 50-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess no. Planet Fitness is very interesting when you look at the dynamics of it, because it's either people who aren't really like into working out that much, who are just kind of like whatever messing around in there, or it's people who are unbelievably strong despite the gym they go to.
Yeah, that confuses me when I see that, where I'm like, is this guy traveling? Is this like...
That's a man.
Is his ex-wife at the good gym?
Yeah, number one, yes, absolutely. That is a man who is so unbelievably bad at prioritizing the money he makes versus the amount of strength he has physically. That guy is like, well, if I make $100 a week, I can go to the Planet Fitness, but then I can stay at the Planet Fitness for 10 hours a day. And that's the kind of math that goes through his head.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of homeless people too.
Well, that
so do you
also.
think there's homeless people, like, because I've known homeless people who like they go to Planet Fitness, but they're not really working out. Like my buddy Robert in high school.
No, I go to
his
the
dad kicked him
YMCA,
out. He
yeah.
lived in a van,
Same
went
deal.
to Planet Fitness, showed up for school. He had it made. But then at Planet Fitness in Sun Valley, I feel like I see people who are like, is that a jacked hobo? Someone should put a stop to that. We can't have them walking around.
Gonna take over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give me $1.
When it comes to like people who go to the gym to shower, when I was like just living in my car, I didn't have to, but I would definitely go to the YMCA both to shower. And while I was there, it's hard to go to the gym. You know how they say like half the battle of going to the gym is making it there?
Uh-huh.
If you need to go there to shower, you're 50% ahead of the general population.
Yeah.
And which was why I started going to the gym a lot, because I was just like, oh, damn, I'm already here, baby.
Uh-huh. That and the panic.
And I've started keeping
I
my-
just moved to Los Angeles. What have I done?
Oh, this is in Boston.
Oh, okay.
That was in Boston. I never lived in my car in Los Angeles. Which was
Oh,
great.
okay.
Yeah.
Then you start keeping your food in the locker. It's like, well, if I want to have a sandwich, all my bread's in the locker at
it's
Planet
so
Fitness.
sad.
I'm already 75% of the way there. Got to go there.
Dude, at the YMCA, there's this. I'll always open lockers to find which ones are open, and there's an unlocked locker that's just full of creamed corn, like just cans of creamed
Wait,
corn.
that straight up is Twin Peaks. That's like,
Oh, really?
no, yeah, literally, like if you find a source of creamed corn, that's
Yeah.
like a portal to the demonic realm. Like the root of all evil manifests itself as creamed corn flowing
Yeah.
from an orifice.
Whoa.
Yeah, the cream corn represents like human suffering in a physical form.
Damn.
Yeah. So you found the portal to the
Yeah.
underworld.
It would be at the YMCA for sure. But the sad
Now
thing
let me
is-
ask you.
Oh yeah.
Nearby, did you see either a very large man or a very small man?
Yeah, both.
Did you?
Both?
Were there several Abraham Lincoln impersonators walking around?
I'm sure there's a lot of guys there.
Was
who
there
would take that
anyone
role.
in blackface, but just kind of?
Yeah.
Wait, what is that? Wait, what?
Did you?
I've never seen this. You guys are being dicks.
No. This is all of these things are real. We're not even like. We're not even.
This is all
stretching.
in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is
Yeah.
all
I
in like
know.
2 episodes of Twin Peaks too.
Speaking of blackface, do you guys watch The Irishman yet?
Oh boy. Yes, I did.
I was talking today about like how it's tough to like when you meet a girl, break to her like what your sense of humor is like.
Yeah.
And I was likening it to like Joe Pesci in The Irishman, but instead of being covered in blood, it's me. I walk into my house in blackface and my wife is just up and she looks at me and she's like, let me get those closed. she just accepts me.
Go take a shower.
Go take a shower. Take your shoes off.
That's great.
That's the scary thing about sci-fi, or
Mm-hmm.
not sci-fi. I literally called CGI sci-fi.
That's such gym guy shit.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I'm at the perfect.
The Fast and Furious movie started sucking when they put all that sci-fi in it. I miss when it was real cars.
Hell yeah. That is the best dumb guy opinion.
Did you hear they sci-fi'd Paul Walker into the end of the movie? Even though he's dead? What were you going to say? Something
I forget, dude.
about CGI?
Oh yeah, the CGI in that movie. How did you feel about that?
Everyone's saying it's bad. It didn't bother me.
Man,
I have
pissed me off.
I have the ultimate smart guy take on it. I do.
Share it.
I have the extreme epic take. Okay, here you go. So we can all agree that it looks like shit, right? He looks like shit, but it makes him look just like a dude off the street. He doesn't look like Robert De Niro. He just looks like an out of shape, ugly old guy, which is what people look like. He looks like a regular guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is great about it.
He especially looks like a regular like mugshot of a gangster.
Yeah, 'cause
where
when
it's
they-
like that guy looks like shit.
When they pull ugly guys to be in movies, it's always it's not us. You know what I mean? It's a picturesque kind of ugliness. It's
Right.
it's the face of a mountain, you know?
It's like he's ugly, but I can't stop looking at him.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an iconic ugliness. And then he just looks like a potato, which is what you need.
Yeah.
And that's why
he
it's
does
good.
have like a it's not even an like I heard people say like he looks like he has an old man body. It's like I don't even know if that's what that is.
Yeah.
That's like a very strange like rich famous guy who only eats like cream and meats. Just like a very weird kind of like beanbag type consistency.
Right, it's a
to
guy
him.
who has dessert with every meal,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
still walks in between.
Yeah. It's almost like it's kind of like it's like granddad bod.
it's 26% body fat, 110 pounds.
Oh, I cannot wait to get to that age where it's just like your body becomes just every old person has a body like modern art.
Yeah.
Their body is just there's shapes coming out of it that do not account for a body part. You know, what I- they just
Yeah.
do not make sense.
They
They're
all
just
look like
jutting out.
Picasso's whores.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, see us cricks, the way that we age is big, thick fucking torso.
Oh, yeah.
And then limbs that don't correspond in any way. Like I think I'm already sort of getting it.
Right.
Where like my like when I look at myself in the side in a mirror, it's like someone just like doubled the thickness of the torso and left everything the
You look
same.
like a Donkey Kong barrel.
I would love to trace your lineage back, and they were like, well, back in 1700s, the Cricks would fight through a phase of rolling down the hill at people.
Yeah. We used to cover them in tar, light them on fire, and roll them down at the line of infantry during the Napoleonic Wars.
They was used during the Civil War on both sides of the line.
That's the crazy thing about them is they just get them down the hill and then they roll them back up. The other side would use them.
They don't have no morals. They just like the rolling.
Roll people down from the hills, we called them.
Man, I gotta have some kind of mythically shit lineage.
Oh, yeah.
You're completely on point.
Yeah.
Mythically.
You got lineage? You got cool lineage?
Yeah, I mean, the Armenian side of my family has a lot of cool stories. Apparently, every male in my family has had like horse legs.
Wait,
like
what?
famously, like every male in my family has giant haunched.
Oh, it's
horse
gonna
legs.
like a horse legs. Like if you are startled, you kick really fast. And
Also
you can kill
that.
someone.
Well, you've seen me in the wild.
I
dude.
have.
I
yeah.
kick.
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah, like
But-
backwards.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I've seen a heckler yell at you and you just fucking kick the PA over.
yeah, dude. Well, I kick the PA and then I threaten him to come and then he waddles towards me and I just boot him in the chest, 300 style, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the only thing I've heard about my family is that the men on the Armenian side have horse legs. They survived a genocide, which is pretty cool. That's about it.
Yeah. Armenians really seem hung up on that genocide.
They are.
You know?
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard for us to get over that one. But we're working through it. You know, we're all in therapy.
I think the problem is Armenians don't run the media. They can't make movies about it.
right.
Yeah. We gotta
I'm
give you
Jewish,
guys your
by the
Schindler's
way.
List.
I should say that. My best family story is during the divorce, my dad he accused my mom's family of being diamond smugglers. because they were from Belgium.
What?
No, they were from
That's
Belgium.
a pretty sick breakup thing to throw out, dude. You fucking blood money whore.
He took me out. He took me out into the yard. He took me out into the yard. This is the height of the divorce. This is like year 2 of the 3-year divorce. And he said to me, if your mother's family, if they ever offer you any of their diamonds, you turn them down.
Hell yeah.
Don't ask how they got them through customs either. That's what he said.
And she was just like, I just asked you to come home a little earlier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Look, Nate, if your grandfather ever tries to give you a handful of gold teeth, you say no.
Brennan, did you ever hear your parents like arguing with each other when you were growing up?
No, not really. My parents showed very little emotion towards one another, like positive or negative,
Okay.
and then yelled only at us.
It's because you look half like the problem.
You guys kept their marriage together, you know? You were the glue there.
I really thought that it was gonna end when we grew up, but
Kept going.
seems to be fine.
That rules.
They told me they don't listen to this. I hope that they really don't.
I
don't think that was that rude.
No.
Yeah.
This
I
is
don't
the
know,
one
like,
thing you censor yourself in.
Oh no, this might get me canceled.
No, I mean I don't mind if my parents think that like my dick doesn't work and I hate
Right.
fucking and I'm racist and
Right.
I do blackface or I
Son, we're getting divorced because you used the R slur.
Brennan, I haven't seen you in a little while because you haven't been doing stand-up as much.
I'll be back. Don't worry.
You'll be back. I know. Listen, don't get defensive. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's
I want
part of
that.
what I'm
That's the next.
No, I
section.
feel like-
the next segment is make him defensive.
I instantly got that flash like when Ian Russo's like, haven't you seen you've been doing too many sets? It's like, you motherfucker, I will kill you.
saying. I'll murder you. But
Is Ian Russo part of Pod Lore on this podcast?
I feel like I've talked about him on
The
here
mayor
before.
of LA comedy. He did a
Yeah.
Facebook post about how he's done 966 mics this year today.
oh my god, that's crazy.
And he said, I challenge anyone to say I haven't improved. That's it. That was it.
That is fucking sick.
challenge.
But yeah, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I
you.
was saying so I haven't seen you in a while, and you just mentioned. I just hope you don't think that your actions are going to negatively affect your parents in any realm.
No.
You know what I mean? They love you.
Mm-hmm.
You're loved. You should come back to stand up.
You haven't seen the mics, dude. Where you been? You been micing?
I just I've been taking a break just because I was like unhappy with my material, kind of frustrated, not writing, and I realized like stand up is just a wall that I repeatedly run into, and then like like this podcast and like writing, hard time stuff, all that was going better and making me happier. So I was like, why don't I just take a break until I miss stand-up and have ideas again?
I'm sure there's no relationship there at all. I'm sure it's not an exact one-to-one relationship of the less you do of the bad thing, the more you do of the good thing.
Yeah.
Can't be true.
No.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not true because I all that's happened is the effort I was putting into stand-up is now going into VR gaming.
Oh. It's having sex in the Matrix.
But I will tell you though, you know when you go on like a Tinder date and you tell the girl that you do stand-up and they hate you?
Yeah.
There's something about, I used to do stand-up that sounds so much better.
Wait, girls, when you say you do stand up on a Tinder date, they hate it?
Yes.
Really? I've never had that.
Really?
Yeah.
Girls are like, wow, open mics?
No, for real.
Or do you make it sound like
Can
it's...
I proffer a theory?
Uh-huh.
All right. So
I think I can see this.
we're gonna be on the same side, you and me. So
Oh, don't piss me off.
when
right now.
women go on dates, you're going on dates with women who have their pick of the litter, and they pick you because you are a catch, right? When we go on dates with ferrets, Brandon and I,
this
they
is
go
your
on
problem.
dates with a lot of comics. They've heard it before.
This is your problem that you refer to women as ferrets.
No. You gotta understand. That I mean
That's
that
why we
with
call
love.
him the zookeeper.
I'm Dr. Doolittle.
No, your problem is you guys go into dates like, oh, you're going out with this fucking animal right here.
I think it's more like women, it's not that women aren't into me. Many are. But they're into me because of like many different qualities blending together. Where no woman's just gonna like look at a photo of me and be like, I'm in. She has to be like about my whole vibe and what I'm doing with my life and like so if I say like most nights I do open mic comedy, they're like, oh well, absolutely none of this. No, thank you.
I think that it's most people, including me, like you have to have a whole vibe. No one doesn't have to have like at least some kind of vibe about them that's like, oh, this is good, like this matches or whatever. But no, do you don't think it's kind of like cool? Like you never said that to a girl and she's like, oh wow, that's so
In Philly, yes.
Out here, it's like,
out here, no. Women do not want you to have dreams.
we have a very different. We have been in two different LA since we moved here.
There are a lot of different LAs.
Yeah. We're down. See, you're in hot guy LA.
No, I do not mingle there.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
No, that is not true.
Hot guy.
Are you on
LA.
that like invite only dating app?
I was for a little while. I didn't like it.
You're on
too much.
Raya?
I was on Raya and I was on the League.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're
you were
not on that.
You were on an invite-only dating app that I haven't even heard of.
No,
And then you decided, let me go back to the regular ones where I'm king.
Oh, that's not what happened.
I see.
Yeah, because you went on fucking Raya where women are like, all right, I can fuck Antonio Banderas
Yeah.
or Dan Donahue. So you got to learn what it's like to be
Who am I
us.
gonna fuck?
Yeah, your experience on fucking Raya, that's us on Hinge, bitch.
On a good day.
You know what? I retract every statement I've said to you guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you gotta check your privilege in this.
I didn't
zone.
mean none of that.
This
I didn't mean
is
none
a
of
call in. This is a call
Yeah.
in. We're gonna get to the bottom of just like the gulf of difference between hot LA and dark LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have a bit about this, about like just like how different things are for hot people. Where like, I remember I had this girlfriend, and we were talking about wave runners. She was like, "Oh, you've never been on a wave runner?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, it's great. You got to try it sometime. You just walk near the river where there's wave runners, and someone will pull over and give you a ride." And I'm like, "I don't think that's going to be my experience."
I would love the idea of you waiting like in the waters, waiting for a hot dude with sunglasses coming up to you, like splashing you a little bit with water, be like, "Hey, you want to fucking hop on, baby?"
You just got a bikini
Me just
top
like
and then like a sundress bottom. It's not clear whether there's anything on under it.
You don't know.
I'm whistling to like a central casting lifeguard guy.
It's like, oh my god, that girl. There's something different about them. Like, damn.
It's like a woke hot guy.
Yeah.
Where he's like, who's that over there? I need to meet they, them.
Yeah. There's something different about him. I just don't. Y'all, look at that.
Y'all with like the star emoji after it. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, for us, life is much different.
Oh yeah. No one's ever been nice.
What have the reactions been when you've told girls that you do comedy?
So I have, what it mostly is like, is I think I'm on the cusp where it's, I will have people be excited that I do stand-up comedy, and then we talk and something else about me comes out and we don't make it to the date. That's what we get.
Yeah.
And then the other ones that I do go on a date with are like, you're my 11th comic. Like, let's, I don't know. Maybe you've got a new angle on having a mustache.
Maybe you have a new angle on 9/11 that I haven't heard yet.
Yeah, right.
11 comics.
Oh, wow. 9/11 was good. Tell me more. All right.
All right, are you going to do your first date anecdotes now?
Yeah.
You got them all queued up?
Do I have first date anecdotes? I mean, the only time I ever went on a date with somebody more irony poisoned than me, I got negged a bunch.
You told me about that.
I got negged hard. I got like straight Pua tactics used on me, and they worked. Very powerful.
You got what attacked?
I got negged. I got Pua tacticked. Pickup artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was like, "Wow, I can't believe you thought that was funny" when I made a joke. I was like, "I'm just trying to like make conversation." And
Please, I'm so alone. The world is so cold.
And then we were talking about movies, and she was like, "Oh, of course you would like Werner Herzog." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! What are you?"
Would you actually try to reason with her, like when she did that, where you're like, "Listen, I'm just trying to make conversation."
Yeah, dude. I was like, "Look, I like this. This is a challenge, and it's been a while, dude. I know. I didn't walk away. I didn't. I went through with it. I was like, it's been a couple months. The content, all press is good press. You know what I mean? It's face to face is good. This is good hacks. I'm getting good practice in here.
You got to put in the hours.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it takes 10,000 hours.
It takes 10,000 hours to learn to sit across the table from a woman.
Yeah.
Let's not lose your cool.
I got up before the waiter came back with drinks once on a date because the woman was like too mean.
What was the line?
So my friend set up a date with me and this girl. I was in college and it was a girl who was in a sorority, and I sat down and she sits down and we were talking. I was like, whatever, this is fine. Then the waiter comes and she was like, she orders a drink really quick, like I'm gonna have that, like she bursts out, and then the waiter comes to me and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have water, and she looks at me like, like what? She looked at me like I had just said, oh, I don't actually eat food ever, and she looked at me and she was like, you're not gonna get a drink, and I was like, oh no, I don't really drink. And then she looked at me and she was like, ew.
Yes.
I got
Some
mad.
girls hate that. I've had very negative reactions.
My favorite type of person, the best type of person, the second best type of person is the guy who's really into whiskey. And the best type of person is the girl who is the guy who is really into whiskey. You ever meet those? Those people are the best. What were you going to say? I cut you off.
No, you didn't at all. I just I didn't argue with her. I was just like, you're really going to say that? And she was like, what? What's wrong with it? And I was just like, I'm just going to go.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like, what if I was in AA or something?
That's a good point.
That's wild to say to someone. Like, ew.
Yeah. I had a girl recently where like I show up and she's like, oh, do you like wine? I'm like, I don't really drink. She's like, then why are we here?
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's way worse than
So
just
much
like,
worse, yeah.
Because she could be joking, being like, oh God, but that's hard. That cuts to the core. I was like, well, I just, I haven't been out in a few days, and I used to do mics, but I need to see people in the light of day again. Oh, you meant drinking? Oh yeah, I don't know. It was close to my house.
Oh man. I'm feeling shame now for not doing stand up.
I just used you as an example.
No, it's okay. No, I'm not saying that you guys are being unfair or mean. I'm just like, fuck. What am I
back,
doing?
baby?
Yeah, come back. Come to VF Dub tonight. Right after this.
No, I can't. I can't tonight.
It's been. I haven't done stand up in like 3 days. I feel alone. It's been bad.
I came here from the Lyric Dog.
How'd that go?
I'm a samurai, dude. I keep sharpening. I keep pounding it down. And both of you are substantially funnier than me, too. And still, but listen.
You keep sharpening your blade to just fucking stab a brick wall and it shatters.
It just completely breaks.
Yeah.
Or no, you're sharpening your blade and it's honed and everything, and then someone's like, "We're not really looking for swords right now. We kind of you see that lady over there? She has a pocket knife, and we're gonna."
No, you're sharpening your blade.
I do not agree with that analogy.
You're sharpening your blade, and it's very funny. Also, let that sit for a second. You're sharpening your blade.
We're looking more for sheaths right now.
Oh, bam!
No.
Okay, I'm gonna direct it to a more normal. We're not gonna get in trouble. You're sharpening your blade, and we're like, oh, that's Kenji. That's the mentally challenged samurai. His sword is bamboo, and you've just been whittling a bamboo sword. There's always one in the Japanese movies. There's always like the one who's like the bumbling fool.
Oh yeah. Or somehow at the end he's the hero. Like he like accidentally falls and kills 3 of the bad guys.
Yeah.
Should I bring a sword next time I do a mic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you should do it. You should have it in your hand right now when you're podcasting.
You're right. I really should.
I think yeah.
I used to have a sword on the wall, but I had to take it down because I knew at least that I needed to change before any woman entered this room.
Yeah, it's just the first thing you see when you enter your apartment now.
Well, that's a different sword.
Oh, there's more swords?
There's 2 swords.
Ah, I see. So one's the public sword and one's the bedroom sword.
Yes.
The boudoir sword for erotic games.
I think this is
Yeah. I just like bite my lip sexily and then cut my penis off.
Some people have a schoolgirl teacher fantasy. I have a daimyo shogun fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I say you guys get rid of the swords. Those first dates are going to go a lot better. That's
Like even just like even how it is now where like they don't know about the sword, they don't see the sword.
they know.
Yeah, like
They
I just
feel
have
it.
a sword air about me.
We've been going
Right.
full bore red pills. Like, yeah, these women, they always have it fucking out to get us. Just a quick question. Have you been holding a sword the whole time on these dates? Yeah, I mean, obviously. What am I going to do? Leave it in the car? It's going to get stolen.
It's
No
like
one
it's
books
like
me.
Kill Bill where I'm sitting in a chair with a sword hole in it.
Yeah.
No one books me at this show. I'm quitting comedy. You walk away dragging a katana.
That would be really funny to just go to like big alt shows and sit in the front row like watching attentively with a sword. Like not threatening, just I'm in a kimono with a sword tucked in my
You
silks.
break and you stand up and you're like, why does no one want to book me? Because I'm not a diversity spot. And they're like, no, we want you to drop the sword.
Yeah, it's like how you and Mal get in trouble for fighting it, like sparring at the mics. It's like, yeah, Nate and Brennan keep doing kendo outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Malik did get in trouble.
I'm outside with a forge.
Yeah. The blacksmithing.
That's the thing. Me and Malik.
I mean,
wait, go ahead.
look, mics would be better if there was like a whole separate activity you could do during it.
That's what me and Malik bring a kettlebell sometimes.
Yeah.
And we'll just go outside. We'll go far away from people.
That's what drinking is.
Also drinking.
Yeah, there's that.
But we don't.
We should
don't
do
drink.
we should do a mic at firing line. So when the other comic is on stage, you can go fire off a couple clips.
I think well, because there's obvious audio constraints, I think, are the biggest problem here. So I think the get around for that is we put little chips in the like noise canceling headphones.
That's great.
So that all the comics, they don't even have to watch the acts, they can just hear the set piped into their headphones. So you just have a line of people going
We should. That would just be everybody at the VFW.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I just have like a huge Dirty Harry Magnum. And I'm just firing as I hear Ian Russo set. Camera just zooms in on just like
Boom, boom.
and the camera is just like vertigo shot zooming in on me as I'm
Yeah. And we get really like we have when the clip is out, you bring the like poster thing up, you tape the next person's face up that's going up, and as you hear their set, just
We pull it back, and I just show Cooper Lyden his target, and I've shot out just his eyes.
Oh man.
It's funnier to imagine this with people I like.
Yeah. The minute
I'm
it's
like, hey, Robert Schultz, and I just hand it to him.
let's go around.
It's just a perfect like swastika in his forehead.
Let's go around the horn and say who we most want to shoot on the paper in this hypothetical mic.
I don't want to do that.
Who's doing the best right now in LA? I did not mean to drag it to a halt.
That's okay.
As we venture into actually cancelable territory.
Yeah. I was riffing. Normally, like Nick and I don't go to mics, so we don't wind up talking about like local comics or comedy.
That's the thing. The sad.
But I'm enjoying doing this. But then I'm also like, oh, but this is maybe the first time where like it could.
No, I think
awkward.
your listeners would really enjoy it if you got real back into the swing of just reciting people you meet at mics. I think,
Yeah, I think so.
I think open mic reviews of the podcast would be a very welcome new dimension. For your podcast.
Right now, I realize I just noticed we have a new contingent of listeners where one of the guys in our Discord, he's on an army base in Guam.
Whoa.
And I noticed a bunch of downloads from Guam, and I'm like, are all these troops listening to my podcast? So
Dude,
they're really
hell
going to
yeah.
want to hear about who did well at the VFW.
Absolutely. They're going to be there soon.
This is just
Yeah.
what they download to torture prisoners they have.
Oh,
there.
yeah. War crimes in the Philippines.
Hell yeah.
The audio is shocking. What we are about to play to you is what they have been playing. 2 inmates who have been detained and held upside down with bags over their heads. You may want children to leave the room. Yeah, so I think women are kind of retarded.
Yeah, just me doing Chinese voice.
Oh, yeah. Stop. This is so offensive to people from the Philippines.
I like that every prisoner leaves. It's like, yeah, physically they're fine, but all of them now think sex is bad. And they won't have it with their wives anymore.
We've poisoned their spirit.
Right.
It's so weird. It's the most terrifying thing we've ever seen. You know, like we let them out into the yard, but they don't go into the yard. They just go back into the bunk and they circle up and they do a mic. It's the strangest. It's the strangest thing we've ever seen, and they're just repeating bits that they heard in the torture. They've stolen bits from this guy named Dan about going to the gym.
They've never even been there.
Yeah.
They're emaciated.
Man, of all the like stand-up media that's come out the last couple of years, like I'm Dying Up Here or whatever, Joker really was the most realistic
I still haven't seen it.
stand-up movie.
Yeah, I mean it's about a guy that did mics in L.A. It's literally the story of a guy we knew.
Well, it's interesting because the Joker in that movie wouldn't be somebody who like you were friends with, but there's definitely guys in the scene right now that we see they go to like 1 or 2 open mics downtown and that's it, but they go every single week. They have his exact life.
Yes.
They have the Jokers literally.
You go home, you bathe your mom.
Yeah, there's a guy
You
out there
shoot a
that
gun into the drywall.
we just don't have conversations with him. We're just like, oh, hey, what up, Steve? But like that guy is him. It's that's crazy, but that's probably very accurate.
I'm gonna come clean here. So for the first year of, I haven't seen Joker, so stop me if this is inaccurate. But for the first year of my living in Los Angeles, I lived with my mom. I worked in a grocery store, and I would go to mics and be the worst person at the mics by far because I was just starting out in comedy. And then I would take the bus home, and then I would go into these, and like I would lead a very like secluded life of me just going to movies at 11:30 at night.
Dude, that fucking sucks.
And then getting on the bus at 1 a.m. and making friends with the homeless people, just like clinking our beers together because we would all buy beers for the bus. Everyone's got a 24-ounce. No, that's what you do. That's what you do. Is if you get on the bus, you go to a gas station, you buy a 24-ounce Coors Banquet, you get on the bus, you salute the driver, you salute the other passengers. Everyone's got one.
Oh, the driver's cool with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've never had I have gone on, I was like, I only got 70 cents tonight. I hold up my beer. He's like fucking fine with it. And like, it's just you sitting down and it's everybody else on the bus and these buses are full. It's 2 a.m. and it's like it's rush hour because it's all homeless people going from downtown to Santa Monica or vice vice versa. And so it's just you sitting with all these people, everyone's drinking, and then people will just talk to each other.
That's great.
It's like,
Is it the same people every night? Like you start to
no, because it would be different. Like it was a lot of the same drivers, and like definitely at some point I did recognize like, oh, I've seen that homeless guy before. Like but it's like, it's such a big scene.
The great Finn Straley, who's a comic who is deep into the homeless world, he always says very lovingly, in almost a romantic way, if you're gonna be homeless, why not be by the beach?
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. I've gone to the beach at night to just like look out at the ocean and think about my regrets.
Yeah.
A lot of homeless there.
yeah. Oh no, absolutely. It's the 720 and the 704, which both go from downtown to downtown Santa Monica. Those are like the homeless expresses, and you can really like, it's a very thriving ecosystem there. And it's like I'm always blown away when like a non-homeless person like me got on it. We were like we were outnumbered legitimately 20-1.
What do you think was separating you visually from the homeless people?
I don't know, because that was the period in my life when I was wearing a $6 houndstooth triple XL sweatshirt that I got from a Goodwill in Atlanta. That was like, it was so big for me that it became like it fit regular, just like it was a much bigger coat. Like it wasn't supposed to go down to my knees, but it did. And I was like, oh, this looks good. Kind of
like, trench coat.
So yeah, but it was houndstooth. So it's like I look like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. And then it's just that. And then I guess I had...
This is what we call getting lost in the bit.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But whatever the bit was, again, worst comic at the mics. So the bit was very bad. And that was just me like every night going back to Mother's house and then going to the grocery store and being the Joker.
You go home to Mother's house, lie that it went good.
Having extremely like staunch opinions about movies and the direction of society. This is when I was getting like real political too. I was getting
This
real
is like if
socialist.
Tarantino just kept working at the video
Exactly.
store.
But, there was a video store stint in there too. I went and I did an unpaid internship for like 3 shifts at the like Art House video store in West LA. Yeah. And they had me like organizing DVDs, and I would get off from that and I would go to like, my 11th mic ever.
Yeah, this is absolutely a Joaquin Phoenix character. Not even necessarily the Joker. It's like an amalgam of different ones.
And I had the mustache, so people would say I looked like Joaquin Phoenix. This is like when I make my movie 20 years from now, as a sort of like a spiritual sequel to Joker, in the way that Joker was a spiritual sequel to King of Comedy. It'll just be every aspect of my life. I would wake up.
I want to do the comedy version of The Irishman, where it's just
Dude, that movie was so funny already.
It was funny.
That was so funny. Dude, when Robert De Niro is curb stomping that guy and he has to lift his foot a foot off of the ground and he just simply cannot do it.
Yeah.
He just clearly, they couldn't even get a stuntman. He just like walks over to him and he looks at the dude and you can just tell Robert De Niro, not his character, is going like, I gotta fucking lift my leg right now.
It's the most Clint Eastwood that Martin Scorsese has ever been.
Yeah, very much so.
For better and for worse. Although I would say that the worse is better, but that's a different argument for a different day.
But what I meant by the comedy version of
Yes.
The Irishman is not comedy like genre. It's just it's about comedy.
Oh.
Where I play an old open micer looking back on it all, wondering what any of it meant.
Yeah.
Thinking about what I gave up for it for nothing.
Thinking about the time you did an interview with Variety turning in Shane. Just like you turned code.
Yeah, the feds come and they're trying to get me to cancel my dead friends.
Yeah.
I won't do it. They're like, come on. Just tell us. So one of your friends must have said the N-word at some point. I'm just like, well, you boys have a good afternoon.
You don't understand. This is all I got left. All I got left is knowing who said the N-word and who didn't. I have this giant gold ring with the letter N on it. The only 2 other people that have it are dead.
Yeah, it's me waiting to go up at Lyric, and I look over and you're being wheelchaired away. You just wave goodbye to me.
Oh, the iced coffee here is so good. This is the good iced coffee. We're just sitting there, just doing crossword puzzles. We're 50 years old. Everyone at the mic's 30 years younger than us.
Yeah. In LA mics, there frequently will be one of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, is this guy a new open micer? Is he still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those
Will
guys.
I become him?
All those guys I always assume have like $20 million. Whenever I see like a super old dude, but they're dressed nice and they're at an open mic, I'm just like old actor who's like going back to stand up or whatever.
The time I saw Mystery Dan on the 704 bus, which was twice actually. I twice saw Mystery Dan get on that bus.
Clink beers with him?
No, he didn't. We didn't make eye contact. I was never on that level with Mystery Dan. But he got off in West Hollywood and he went to the right, and I was like, oh, that's where the hills are. He must be a wealthy man.
He's just a
Finding
billionaire.
a bench. He's just finding a bench.
Cut to Mystery Dan. He's just like, I want Epstein dead.
That's why they call him Mystery Dan.
Boys, we are at an hour. Do you have any closing thoughts or anything else you wanted to say?
No, I blacked out. Just the unconscious truth came out. Everything I needed to say came out.
Well, you spoke 100% truth.
I did, and I spoke 100% of the time. I talked too much, and I'm sorry about that.
No, you didn't talk too much at all. You were both very engaging.
I'm just gonna address the listenership of this podcast directly, because this is my only time that I can do that and my only platform to do so. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna listen. I understand what's happening to you right now. I get it.
This is hot.
No,
Don't
it's
listen to him.
it's gonna be fine. Listen, here's what you do. You take the gun away from yourself. You walk away from it. You follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be okay.
You should become like a hot guy inspirational Instagram.
Specifically for people like to not commit suicide.
Yeah, it's just like you're trying to reform incels. You're the incel version of like the black guy who has all the Klan robes of the guys he got to quit the Klan.
Oh yeah, in that documentary, yeah.
Yeah, where it's just you with 8 Joker suits.
I just have a bunch of ponytails just thrown around my room. I cut them all off.
Look at this stack of manga I have by my bedside.
Just a bunch of jacked nerds, your disciples.
I sleep in a bed of wife pillows. I don't fuck them.
It's like in the beginning of Inglourious Bastards. I'm walking down the line of soldiers, and I'm just like, "Listen, we're gonna get 20 incels laid, okay? You have a debt to me."
Do you want to plug your podcast or anything?
I have nothing right now. I have nothing to plug. You can follow me on Twitter at Nate Media Good, where I do front-facing girl comedy, front-facing camera girl.
Your Tarantino was good.
Thank you. I'm going to be milking that for a long time.
I'm releasing a project that I shot with my friends. Nate's actually editing it. Just follow me on Instagram. You'll find it. It's at NOTBADDAN, Not Bad Dan.
All right. Well, thank you very much, boys. This was fun.
Oh, thank you.